Soon after my last video ended, we were briefed by my guide Diane, who's from Bulgaria. We stopped at a bakery to fuel up on some sugar, and soon the mountains were in view. The hut looked more like a cottage, and I'll show you the inside in just a minute. I had to get a little bit further away to talk about it, but I did meet most of the people in my group, and I'm starting to feel a little bit more relaxed. It's definitely a good mix of men and women, and so far I have seen 3 of us that are solo female hikers, and I am losing some of the anxiety that I had because we made it. This place is gorgeous, and I am feeling like that joy that I usually feel when I first start a hike, and that's always a good sign. There are even some geothermal pools behind me right here. Basically, there were people bathing in there earlier, and I doubt that I will bathe in there, but I do want to go over there and see what they look like. I'll go inside and show what the hut looks like. And this is the room in the hut that my group is in. There are 16 of us, and all of us have kind of staked out a spot on these beds. And we'll be pretty cozy tonight, and we'll get to know each other really well. This hut had a very nice kitchen where I went in and saw my group was having tea and coffee and having that first conversation.
Today we have 345 positive elevation and 345 negative.
Very soon after the hike began, some wild Icelandic horses crossed our path, and I started thinking, what is this place? It has got to be magical. The incline was very steep, but after a few hours, we made it to the top where it was cold and windy, and we started putting on some extra layers. Down in the valley, the melting snow created some freezing cold rivers, one of which we'd have to cross.
It's gonna be our first river crossing for our trip.
Because everyone else seemed to be crossing with ease, I thought maybe it's not as cold as I had anticipated, but I was wrong. When I got in, it felt like 1,000 tiny needles stabbing me at the same time. It was excruciating.
Look stronger! Don't let the pain through.
Next, we went through this lava field, and our guide warned us that they make knives out of these rocks, so basically, don't fall. I feel like I am on another planet. When we got back to the hut, it was dinner time. And here, dinner time is a group effort. You're either preparing or you're cleaning up after. On tonight's menu was salmon pasta and salad. Yes, that salmon is raw, and I surprised myself and ate it anyway.
Tomorrow is the hardest day, so how do you feel about that? I mean, is somebody feeling insecure about the hike or something like this?
I just decided that I actually am going to get into the geothermal pools because this is the only one on the whole entire trek. So if I don't do it now, I will never get into a geothermal pool in Iceland. So I'm gonna go for it. It's freezing out here. I just had to purchase a ticket to take a shower. Cold showers are free, and hot showers cost like $7 in our currency, and that's worth it because it's so cold out here. There's no way I was going to take a cold shower, and I definitely need one after that hike today. So I'll no, there's a bunch of people in there. It's just gonna be awkward. Darn. Okay, I get it now. It's nice. You can see the steam coming up out of the geothermal pool because it's so cold outside. The water really isn't that hot. I think I sat on a spot that's kind of hot, or either it's just really hot at the bottom. And since I sat down, I can feel the heat. Okay, so this is a good time to talk about today and how it went. So I was so pleasantly surprised today with how well things went. Everyone has really been nice. And so, you know, I was really worried about nothing, but that's how it goes with anxiety, right? You just think of the worst case scenario, and when it doesn't happen, you're like, why was I worried? And, you know, it wasn't going to help me to worry anyway, but it's just a natural thing, right? There are probably about half of us from the US, and we're just at that phase where we're getting to know each other, getting to know each other's background and story. Most of them have done the exact same treks that I have. So I guess there's like a pattern to this that I wasn't aware of, but it's actually making me feel like I'm more a part of this hiker community than I realized, because I can have those conversations with them and we have these experiences in common. And that's nice. Actually, it makes me feel included, even though I don't know anybody, because we can share those experiences. So the living situation, the living quarters are very cozy, and I'm not quite sure how that's going to go tonight, because a lot of them have already announced that they snore, and we are just in one big room together, and that's going to be interesting. We need our sleep because tomorrow we start at 8 o'clock, and it's going to be the hardest hiking day of the entire trek. It's going to be 25 kilometers. I can't do the math right now with how many miles. I don't know, it's probably 20 miles or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. But in the mountains, 20 miles, even 15 miles is a very long way. So I have to prepare myself mentally for that. I did get behind today on the uphills, but I didn't stay behind. So I can really say that today was a successful hiking day. And usually my day one is terrible, but today was actually pretty good. We hiked up about 5 miles, but it was a very steep 5 miles. Like, the scenery here is ridiculous. I cannot even explain it. For some reason, I didn't expect Iceland to look like this. Whenever I saw videos of people trekking Iceland, it looked pretty flat, and they never showed the mountains the way I saw them today, and they didn't show the lava fields that I saw today. And I was like, wow, like, this place is gorgeous. Like, no wonder everybody's coming here now. And I sometimes question, like, why I'm able to do these things and see these things with my own eyes, but I'm just going to take that as a blessing that I am able to, and that physically I'm able to, and that I have a family that supports me to be able to go away and do these things. I'm not really looking forward to tomorrow because of the difficulty of this hike, but I'm still trying to stay in a good headspace about it, and we'll just have to see how it goes. So I just realized something else as I'm sitting here kind of playing with the sand, and I was thinking, like, wow, this is very black sand, and I realized this is actually volcanic ash. So that's what it looks like. It looks like mud, but it is volcanic ash, and that's something that I've never seen before. Actually, I guess I was hiking on it all day. I just didn't realize what it was. But you know how they say, like, jet black sand beaches? That's what it comes from. It's from the volcanic ash that is everywhere around here, because Iceland was actually formed from volcanoes. And also, there's no fruit that's native to Iceland. So any fruit that you eat in Iceland has actually been imported from somewhere else. So a few fun facts that I collected today. I didn't realize that it was actually 11 o'clock at night since it was so bright, and by the time I got back, everyone was sleeping. So I wedged into my little space and called it a night.